don't allow great to be the enemy of good. What am I talking about here? So like a few years ago when I was watching Colin Cowherd's show, famous sports commentator for those of you who don't know, who sometimes has some really great takes and like other times has some bad ones, but like he's definitely an interesting guy to listen to, and like I used to listen to him all the time, but like these days like I still catch some of his clips every so often. But he was speaking about how so many athletes, so many of these top professional athletes will often allow a great situation that like they don't currently have to be the enemy of the good or even really good situation like they're actually currently in.
What?
And chasing that great situation can oftentimes derail their whole careers. And recently, after having a very powerful conversation with one of my gym friends, I actually realized how many people out there like, are actually struggling with the same issue. But like a lot of them don't even realize it. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about that concept, and I'm also going to be talking about this idea of cliff high as opposed to like rock bottom, as well as how social media and this idea of like fast success could often lie to you when it comes to like actually having patience for success. So I have all that and more, so like let's get to the video now. Dun dun dun.
Give me a...
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Jared and James channel. I'm Jared Weiss. If you guys didn't know, that must mean that you're not subscribed to the channel, so you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts on this video, follow me on every platform, and if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to check out my book, Fight Through It by Jared Weiss. All the links to purchase it are on my website, which is jaredryanweiss.com. That's JAREDRYANWEISS.com. I've been getting really great feedback and super positive reviews in it so far, so like any support, as I would say, is very much appreciated, because doing that is going to help me to keep helping you guys. So as I said during the intro, Colin Cowherd brought this very powerful idea to my attention, which is don't allow great to be the enemy of good.
It's nice.
Pretty nice.
Really good.
Really very nice and good.
So why is this like such a significant phrase and a super powerful concept, especially in today's culture? It means like whenever things are going well and like are steadily moving in a positive direction, why are we trying to change that and like interrupt the positive momentum? It's like, as another famous saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if I'm doing good and like everything is moving in a positive direction, but like the issue is a lot of people will then see someone on social media or will see someone on TV, and then immediately they're gonna want that.
I'm filthy stinking rich!
What's going on with you?
Oh, the usual.
They're gonna want that level of success, even though like everything they're doing is actually moving them in that direction. But of course, as is human nature, we often get impatient, and it becomes, I want that level of success like that person has. I want to be happier than happy.
We're all gonna have so much fun we'll need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smiles.
But oftentimes this actually ends up leading to our downfall. I mean, if we think about like people who take drugs and like other external substances, what's the problem with these substances? Is like they actually raise our emotions beyond the natural level, and then what ends up happening, you actually end up crashing down. So of course, there's a reason why those things are so dangerous. Or on the other hand, this may even lead to like people who steal money or are searching for every possible get-rich-quick scheme out there that often ends up failing and could actually have more serious consequences as well. I mean, there's a reason why gluttony and greed are known as sins. It's because taking more than you need, or even taking more than like your life could currently handle, can and will often lead to crime, poor health, poor mental health, and also like it may even end up burning out your dopamine stores.
They're never bad people. They're greedy people. They want a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit.
And this actually leads me into another interesting concept like I heard spoke about recently from Will Smith, which is actually this idea of cliff high. We've all heard of people hitting rock bottom, but like how many of us actually hear this idea of cliff high? It's where you basically max out all of your dopamine stores. You have everything you could possibly want. You have every materialistic item. You have every bit of outside perceived happiness that like one person could possibly have. But like the issue is, you never actually cultivated the happiness and inner peace within.
The material world is utterly incapable of providing lasting happiness. It's just you have to get to the ends of the things and still be miserable to realize that. People talk about rock bottom. I coined a phrase that there's a corresponding place called, I call it cliff top, where you wear out everything in the material world. It is an absolute abyss when you realize that there's nothing left in this world to reach for to make you happy. And then you realize that the final frontier is getting your inner house in order with no women, with no drugs, with no money, with nothing. Can you cultivate a joyful spirit just with you and you?
So instead of working on that, like a lot of people, whether it's celebrities, famous people, who reach this idea of cliff high, who have everything handed to them, or have every worldly possession they could possibly ask for, they just keep searching for more and more of it outside of them. But as he says, the realization that he actually came to is that this is actually an indication that it's time to start working within and start cultivating that peace and happiness inside of you, as opposed to like always seeking out more. And diving further into this concept, what I've learned is that like if you don't first create peace and happiness within, you're not going to find it out there. Think about it. Every emotion is actually currently within you.
I'm Joy. Headquarters only got more crowded from there. That's Fear. He's really good at keeping Riley safe. This is Disgust. She basically keeps Riley from being poisoned. That's Anger. He cares very deeply about things being fair.
So that's how you want to play it, old man?
So like what you're actually searching for is something that already exists within you. Now of course, can things and people outside of you enhance this and bring it out of you? Yes, of course. But the issue is, if you become overly reliant on external things to satisfy this need, you end up with like this whole roller coaster of emotions and places in your life. You become one of those people who can't be consistent, who can't be happy anywhere unless everything is perfect. You become one of these people who's just like always up and down, as opposed to like someone who's actually steadily moving forward, being happy and doing well. So, what if like, as opposed to like always chasing happiness, as opposed to always chasing things like outside of you and that are like outside of your control, what if you first cultivate a positive state of mind, work on yourself, meditate, eat right, surround yourself with good positive people, make sure to always be taking inventory over your life, have a positive attitude.
We are gonna have a good day, which will turn into a good week, which will turn into a good year, which turns into a good life.
Then, what happens outside of you can't really change that. It's not gonna be able like to fully mess with your inner state. And like a lot of people like always ask me, how is it like I'm always staying so positive and like I'm always staying so happy? And like a lot of that is because like I'm always keeping the same discipline. I try my best to keep the same positive attitude, to focus on what's good in the world, to focus on what's good in my life. And so therefore, what happens outside of me can't really affect me that much. I mean, of course, are outside situations gonna happen and like, are they always gonna be the most pleasant? No. But like, if you first start with a good place and a good foundation and a good positive mental state within, then like, whatever happens outside of you can't really shake that. So like, as opposed to being someone like who's all over the place, who's gonna be up and down, up and down, up and down, based on whatever's happening outside them, you can actually be someone like who doesn't have these massive drop-offs. And because of this, what happens outside of you can truthfully only really enhance what's going on within you. And does this mean like nothing could ever throw you for a loop emotionally? No, but like it's gonna be less likely to, and you're gonna be staying on a better path as opposed to someone like who can't seem to find their footing. And this leads me into like another very powerful point like my friend brought up during this conversation, which is the lie of social media. So he brought up this powerful example, like how when he was trying to play college football, from the time like he first had his intentions on that, and from the time like he first started working towards that goal, there was an 8-year time span between that. And like he understood that that was going to be the amount of work that it took to get there. But when it comes to social media, so like my friend happens to have a very large social media presence. So like what happened with him was he started getting all these viral clips going. But like the difference is that doesn't mean that like he's a total success, and like that doesn't mean like he reached a mountaintop, but like his emotions were telling him otherwise.
I'm dominating.
So like this whole concept actually threw him like for a whole loop, because as opposed to staying patient and like as opposed to doing the right daily tasks over and over again, understanding that like great things take time, nothing worth having is gonna come overnight. But like a lot of social media people are actually gonna receive like this massive success from a viral clip. But that doesn't mean that like you made it, and like that doesn't mean like it's time to stop putting that work in. And I also see this oftentimes with a lot of people my age these days in things outside of social media as well, which is that like people are constantly switching jobs, constantly searching for something outside themselves without ever sitting down, taking a break, and like trying to find what it is that like their soul actually wants, trying to find what actually makes them happy.
Your happy place.
They're just like always seeing people on social media or out in the world who are super successful. So like they want to have that, but instead of actually first creating that happiness within, they're constantly going from one thing to the next, all over the place, can't stick to one goal for more than a month, because if they don't get like that immediate dopamine hit, or if they don't get that immediate massive success, they're gonna give up and quit.
You giving up that easy?
I usually do.
And this is actually why I'm actually thankful like for my own social media journey and how I have been steadily inspiring more people. I mean, have I had a few big clips? Of course, but like, am I this massive sensation yet? No. But like, I'm steadily grinding away, knowing that like hard work pays off. And as with all my journeys, I've never had anything handed to me overnight. I've had to work for every last inch, but like, I actually wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, let's just say in a year from now, like, I do that with like a viral clip, and then like, I become like this massive success like in the eyes of society. I'll know that like, it wasn't just that, but like, it was actually the years of work and the years of effort that came before that actually led up to that. So remember, don't allow great to be the enemy of good. If you're doing good, if everything is going well, and like, focus on the positive trends. If you're trending upward, but like, then you hit a little snag, understand like, that's actually to be expected. You're never gonna have like this totally smooth journey where nothing throws you off, or you never hit any plateaus. But as the famous story of the tortoise and the hare goes, slow and steady wins the race. If you achieve this massive success right away, you're not gonna know what to do with that, and you're not gonna have like all the effort and hard work that came before it, so chances are you're actually gonna lose it right away. But if you stick to your principles, stay disciplined, stay motivated, focus on your mission statement, you will achieve some level of success. It's inevitable at that point.
I am inevitable.
So anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this message. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel, be sure to drop a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay positive, stay grinding, stay hustling, stay critical thinking. Remember to appreciate the journey. Don't always be overly focused on that end goal. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.